Peace and blessings, family.
Defend your people. Defend them with all the truth that you know. Defend your people. Even in their apparent wrong, I say, defend your people. Never take the white man's side. Never take the white man's side against your people. Never take his side.
Peace and blessings, family. We're gonna get right on in. This is your brother Yahya coming back with another episode of actually this is our fourth live, and we just been trucking. We've been touching on some good topics. We've been talking about systems. We've been talking about how systems are built. And I want to touch on today, family, just real small. I won't stay too long on this topic, but I want to talk about AI and the growth of AI and why AI is said to increase unemployment in America. And this is something that we know is true. We've seen it on television, and we know it's true. We knew it was coming. We've been talking about it for a while amongst ourselves, but now we're faced with the dilemma of fear. Fear that what we may have as a tool is about to become an enemy against you economically. America's economic model. This is her model. And her model is built, family, on consumer labor. That's a fact. In the U.S., in the United States economy, this economy relies heavily on people having jobs in order to spend their money and fuel capitalism. So we might as well accept AI is coming no matter if we like it or not. And we should learn how to, we definitely should learn how to use AI for the benefit of ourselves and our people. When automation takes those jobs, family, especially low and middle class skill jobs, it removes income from large portions of the population. And that leads to economic anxiety. Economic anxiety. And if I can, I want to share with you a video. I'm gonna try.
Coffee, and then there's espresso iced coffee.
Now you let me know
By the virtual coffee
if you can hear it.
roasted to stay bold even when chilled, with custom blends from double espressos to cold brew style. Simply fill a glass with ice and press the brew button on your virtual coffee machine to enjoy barista quality iced coffee at home.
You know what? You might not.
Espresso iced coffee, refreshingly bold, refreshingly easy. Click or tap the banner to shop now.
NBA playoffs are here, and I'm getting my best in on FanDuel. Talk to me, Chuck GPT. What do you know? All sorts of interesting stuff. Even Charles Barkley's greatest fear. Hey, nobody needs to
You
know.
might not be able to. You might not be able to. That's okay. This is my 4th live, y'all. And I will be getting better, trust me, with operating this volume. I think that one just didn't capture the volume. I think that's all that one was. I do remember. But anyway, it's okay because we still can move right along. It was just something I wanted to show you about how other economies are operating around AI. Other provinces, how they're operating around AI. Many U.S. jobs are service-based jobs, and they are repetitive. AI is best replacing routine because they work on a systematic format and rule-based types, styles of tasks. And in America, jobs like customer service, data entry, call centers, service centers, cashiers, and even truck drivers are being automated rapidly, family. This is the truth that, we're going to have to learn how to accept. Because if not, we become fearful and we become afraid. And once you become fearful and afraid, you cannot combat, you cannot fight against properly what you fear. In America, big corporations are rewarded for cutting labor costs. You see it all the time. They're rewarded for cutting labor costs. That means replacing workers with machines equals bigger profit for America. Happier investors and larger shareholders. There's little ethical or social resistance built in the system. That's just a fact. And I had a question asked to me about a month ago, why, why the same AI problem might not exist in China the same way. And I'll tell you why. It's the same reason why the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has taught us to do for self. Because China is not a consumer labor economy. Not in the same way that the United States is. I mean, China's economy, while rapidly growing in consumption, is still driven by production, exports, and state-guided innovation. And it doesn't really rely as heavy on middle-class spending to survive like we do here in the United States. China's government directly guides how and where AI is applied. Listen, if AI risks mass unemployment in a certain area in the key regions, the government can slow down or redirect its deployment because they don't want their economy to crash. They don't want the workers to be without a job. So not everything is left to free market forces like in the U.S. Can I get a talk back to me? It's just the truth. I want to stop for a minute and just show you guys this shirt that my wife made, and it's real nice, man. Some people from California, which are very beautiful people, wanted this shirt made. They wanted, more than one made. And my wife has come so far on her craft. I think I have another one. Here's another one that she has done. And show you a couple of them. She did this one last night. Let's see, maybe over here. See it? And she did such a good job, family. Didn't she? She did great. So man, I'm really grateful to be able to talk to you guys like I talk to you. Straightforward, straight to the point. We don't have to waste no time. We definitely don't have to worry about what nobody thinks. And I also can sit back and show you some of the wonderful things that we're doing outside of. And see, this one right here has, it's like a larger size on it, but I really like it, man. I think she did a good job, man. Yeah, she did great. She'll be sending those off, and she'll be sending those off sometime real soon. But yeah, family. China has more flexibility and control to transition. They do it in a way where the people get new roles and they go to new industries to help these AIs move the way that they do, operate the way that they do. They've already used re-education programs, mass retraining, and state-owned enterprises to shift labor forces before. They already done this. AI in China is often seen as a tool for national power. China views AI less as a way to cut costs and more as a way to gain dominance globally. Listen, family, AI, so instead of just replacing human beings in China, instead of just, opting out of the human doing the job and opting into this technology to do the job in China, they integrate AI to extend human power. Man, that's powerful. That is powerful, family. That's powerful. Because when you think about it, uh, that's what we should be doing. That's exactly what we should be doing. And if we don't do it, we're going to lose. We'll be in last place. We have to do it collectively. What they're doing over there is they give, extended power to the human, like giving soldiers AI enhanced surveillance. You see what I mean? Giving teachers AI tools, et cetera, et cetera. So when you see on television that AI is going to somehow replace human beings, what is the real issue? It's not AI that causes unemployment. It's how a society chooses to use AI that causes unemployment. Did you hear me? In America, AI is being used by companies, family, to eliminate jobs without a clear safety net for those displaced. That is a fact. In China, AI is being used more for control and optimization and national advancement. And they have a stronger state planning behind it. So if the U.S. doesn't rethink its values, if it continues to prioritize profit over people, then AI will absolutely cause mass unemployment. Okay? But if we use AI as a tool to lighten labor, to create new industries, and to retain people from losing economically, it could be, and it could lead to the very opposite of what they're publicizing right now. So what am I saying? We have the potential power. We have the potential power. A renaissance of creativity and freedom. So the question, family, isn't will AI take jobs? Most certainly. If we continue down the road that we are going under, yes. But it's who controls the AI and for what purpose. So what does this have to do with the black man and woman? How is AI, since everybody else has already gotten involved, they already understand this technology, they know how to speak to the AI, they know how to pull the best out of AI, they know how to make AI work for them in a way that benefits them economically. What does this have to do with us? This has absolutely everything to do with us. Everything to do with us. Because licensing your content, no matter if you build homes and you post them on Facebook or YouTube, I'm trying to teach you something about creating a system, family. That's what this is about, this series I'm doing. Licensing your content is about protecting what we create as content creators, or as journalists, or as history documentators. In a world that has a history of stealing from us, we need our own. Okay? This is the perfect time for us to understand AI, what we could use it for, and begin to use it, and begin to scale real income based on a thought you had that now you may be able to turn that thought into reality. From music to inventions to culture, black people have birthed things this world consumes every day. It's a fact. It's a fact. And we can start with jazz, hip hop, gospel, all of it licensed and sold without us profiting. Can I get a talk black to me? Innovations from black inventors, all their patents back in the days were stolen. Even our likeness and phrases, people that like to use our innuendos, are now used in memes, AI generated voices. Like my phrase, talk black to me. So you got to watch out now using it. And marketing campaigns. You use all of these things, family, to help you profit whatever movement or system it is that you're trying to build. And licensing doesn't do anything but flip that system. That's why you got to understand documentation and how important it is to keep good, clean, honest, truthful documentation. And that was a mosquito. If you want something like that, if you want what I created, you'll pay for it and you'll respect my ownership. Okay? This is due for self in the digital age. For all you believers, this is digital do for self. It protects the future of black creation. Licensing turns a skit into a teaching tool, family. And you can use it sometimes in public schools, sometimes you can use it in private schools, sometimes you can use it, depending on how you market it, you can use it in those who already homeschool. You may have, videos that are teaching modules. Licensing turns a design into merch, family, for black-owned businesses. Real merch. Merch. M-E-R-C-H. It'll turn a speech into clips for documentaries. You may be someone who has just been a lover of history and you've always read up on history. Well, that's a job. You're a walking encyclopedia. You're a walking history class. You're a walking song teacher, songwriter. Uh, and all of this it falls right under digital do for self. You know, I'm not marketing that. I'm just using it to make a point. You know, licensing also ends the cycle of exploitation. You remember how record labels took our music and owned our masters? Do you remember that? It wasn't that long ago. Hell, it's still happening. Or how Hollywood uses our pain to make billions and billions and billions of dollars. When you learn licensing says you can't just use my voice in your AI app without permission. You can't resell my skit for your profit without paying me first. That's what licensing does. This is the modern equivalent of signing our own contracts. Instead of you signing away our rights, it's nation work, family. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, do for self or suffer the consequences. Licensing is doing for self. It keeps control of our message. It funds our businesses, our projects, our status quo. It stops our genius from being used by the empower systems that oppress us. Do you understand where I'm going? This is true do for self mindset. What's the bigger picture? It's not just paperwork. It's not just a spiritual act of reclaiming our creativity. It is saying the black man and woman are not just consumers. We are producers. We are in control of our production. I mean, and it gives us a legal stance and economic power to back up our divine right to build. Talk black to me. And, you know, here's a step-by-step plan on how to do that. And I want you to pay attention. Thank you for tuning in. I see I'm streaming right now, so I can't actually see if you're one of my followers, but if you are, thank you for tuning in, follower. If not, my name is Brother Yahya. I am with Buried in a Shallow Grave, the movement, the podcast, the direction, the solution. And I am just following under the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad through his minister, as I understand it and read it, and I am growing in those understandings. I'm applying them, and they are indeed working. I am someone who, since I was 14 years old, seemed to always be in trouble, always into something, always doing something that people would say I didn't have no business. But actually, someone made it a business for me to be acting like that. And so when I woke up and found out who I was, what I should be doing, it gave me direction. It gave me purpose. Not to mention finding out that everything that I was taught was a lie. And that the only way for me to grow out from underneath this slave mindset that I had was for me to learn the knowledge of self, the knowledge of God, and the knowledge of Satan. By me learning those three things, I've been able to grow and grow and grow and grow. And I'm going to keep growing. And I'm going to keep learning. And I'm going to stay humble so that no weapon will be formed against me will prosper. Because my direction, my eyesight, my mentality, my character, the way I present myself, it will be done in truth, family. Now, this isn't me. This isn't something I did for myself. These are the teachers of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now, whether you like it or not, I'm successful because of him. Whether you like it or not, I'm able to go out and talk to people because of him. Whether you like it or not, people's lives are being changed. Whether you like it or not, people are laying down drugs. Whether you like it or not, people are leaving marijuana, crack, cocaine, all kinds of filthy living alone based on the principles of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he said that God gave these things to him in person. Now, you can say, yeah, he really tripping. But let me say this. Nobody in the world, nowhere at no time since the destruction of black people here in America have been able to fix this condition that we've been under. No AA, no NA, no BA, no CA, no DA, but EM has been the one, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And that is our messenger Messiah, because we know who he is in that book. We know that everybody received a Savior. Everybody received a message. Everybody received a Messiah except for those who were lost. Lost in the direction of who they are. And that happened to us in the transatlantic slave trade, when white people, Europeans, Jews, and the likes, some Jews, wicked Jews, that the Bible speaks of as the synagogue of Satan, these people were those who played a major, if not the most widespread, of taking us from our homeland, robbing us, raping us, taking us and removing the identity that we had of who we were, who our God was, how to treat our family, how to build a community. We lost all of that in the transatlantic slave trade. And here we are, 40 to 60 million people don't know who they are, don't know who their God is, don't know what their religion is. But we've been trusting in the image of God that they gave us to trust in. This is just a fact. You wouldn't have what you have if it weren't for what happened in history. And what happened in history? What really happened? That's a subject for another time. But if you would subscribe to this channel, we'll talk about it. We'll talk about it because it needs to be talked about indefinitely. And so I just want to thank my viewers, because, you could be anywhere. You could be watching a video right now where women are half naked. You could be watching rap videos. You could be doing anything, but you're right here listening to something that will free you if applicated. Not because I said it, but because it's the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Now listen here. For the black creator, the entrepreneur, the truth teller, we must identify what we are wanting to create. That's number one. We got to take inventory of everything. everything you've already made that has value. I wouldn't care if it was a t-shirt, a cap, skits, speeches. It doesn't matter. Ebooks, PDFs, word books, workbooks, logos, artwork, t-shirts, pants, clothes, sewing machine work, video content, animation, original music, beats, spoken word. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. We'll take my Buried in a Shallow Grave ebook or my Buried in a Shallow Grave skits. I license those because, you know, churches use in their youth ministry different skits. And teachers use in class, you know, different skits. Creators use in their film or documentaries different skits. Small creators that aren't so small anymore use different skits. So I license my skits because this is not just a game for me. It's a business. Not only am I delivering truth or a message or a story that someone, it has value that people appreciate and they will stop and listen to it because not only is it a story, but this brother is known to have some kind of solution at the end of his story. See, we have to have a system created that has a problem. And that's why the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad are so important, because there is nobody in the world who are more deaf, dumb, and blind than the black man and woman. I just explained to you why, just a little earlier. So there are so many problems in our community that we could focus on. We don't have to go outside our community. I mean, I'm not saying we're not making things for everybody, but we should be. The Bible says that charity starts at home and then spreads abroad. Well, who is at your home? In your neighborhood. And if you do live with white folk around you, you ain't going to be there long. Or they ain't going to be there long. Brother Malcolm said as soon as we move over there, they get up and get out of there. So we have to move strategically. Business is warfare, family. We have to decide how we want to use our licensing. Okay? You might be a car mechanic. You can throw that on a PDF file. You can, man, brother, there is so many, or sister, there's so many different ways you can market what you do. You just don't know it. Nobody's ever spent time talking to you about it. They're always trying to charge you for everything. Every piece of knowledge, people got to pay you. You know, you got to, and don't get me wrong, that's the whole point. But I know that my people have to get the knowledge first so that they can get to the point to where we can do business for each other. That's the mindset you have to have once you start creating. Once you get some of this information and you start applying it and you see the results, you have to then return that same favor to those who are in your community. You have to, if you're a content creator, some of the questions you might want to ask is, can others edit my content? Can they resell it? Is it exclusive? Is it non-exclusive? Does it even require me to get credit from? Yeah. Non-exclusive videos as well, multiple people can license non-exclusive videos. So the answer to that would also be yes. And can they resell it? Yeah. But only with added value, meaning you're going to profit as well. Can others edit your content? Yes. But you're going to get the credit. And I'm not talking about, man, he did a good job kind of credit. I'm talking about real credit. Currency credit. And it starts small. You don't have to have 1,000 viewers. I'm going to talk about that right now. You do not have to have 1,000 viewers to scale any of this. And why? I'm going to do it in a future episode, but I'm going to tap on a little bit of it as we go through here. Okay? if you have viewers, like I have one right now that's viewing me, and I fully appreciate it, and I really do. I want you to know. And if you already subscribed, I thank you. But if you're not, hit that like button, hit that share button, and we're going to continue rolling together, family. Licensing, family, isn't about how many people see your work. It is not about how many people see your work. You see me all the time. I might just get 4 or 5 views per video, and then 3 weeks later, but on my TikTok, I'm getting you something like 2,000 to 3,000 views per video. Or, on my shorts, I'm over here, I might be getting like, 2,000 to 4,000 views per video. But it's really not about how many people see my work. It's about protecting my intellectual property. So when people do see it, I'm in control. Okay? If a church teacher or filmmaker stumbles on my skit sometime this week and wants to use it, they don't care how many followers I have. They don't care. They care about the impact of my message. So my first buyer could be a catalyst. And it only takes one organization, one brand, one creator to license your work and open doors. And I also will help you license your content as well. Your brother has really been studying a lot of different things. But if you really want to get that kind of help, you can reach me at iconicimprint@gmail.com. That's ICONICIMPRINT iconicimprint@gmail.com. That's to license your work and open doors for you. That's what we're here to do. We're in service to the people, and we're not leading the people. We're not doing any of that. We are in service to the people, and we have to operate in truth and honesty, and we have to operate as if we want it for our viewers and our students and our class what we would want for ourselves, because that's how you make good business. And that's what we lack, and that's what we need. They may use some of your content as curriculum. I'm serious. They may pay you to use your audio in a documentary. Something like, you might have a positive message. They may play your positive message over, God forbid, someone's funeral that is, just passing away. They may want to use your music or your words because you had words of value. They may want to use your ebook if you're a book writer for the entire membership. Like, if you become a member, yada, 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 I have 6 free books as a sign-on bonus with our membership class. None of these require you to have numbers. You don't have to have a lot of numbers. It requires you to have a system. A system. A system. And, the market rewards preparedness. I could show you my portfolio, my business envelope. And whenever I show it to a vendor or whenever I show it to anyone, they say, wow, you really surprised me with how organized and prepared you are with everything. And that's because I spent a lot of time, you can see me looking for it now. I think it's right here. It is right here. But letting you know that you know, that's the market rewards that when you're organized with things, and not just how you keep them, you know, also how you present them, also how you present them, and like this is my first, this is the first page that you'll see in my business folder, and it'll have, you know, something, I don't know if you can see it, but that's my business. So, and then the next page, you know, I have my operating agreements, and the operating agreements will tell me what I can do, what I cannot do. And like I said, you know, just being organized with different things uh, is rewarding, and it rewards how fast you get things done, and it also, family, rewards you when time comes to get ready to do something, just being organized. Okay? All right, let's move right along. We're almost finished. If you wait for a viral moment to set up licensing, it's already too late. It's already too late. Because by then, people are already using your content without asking. And others are profiting from it. You know, your skit, while you're just sitting around trying to figure out how to protect it. Preparedness equals power. Preparedness equals power. Even with 10 views, family, from 10 different viewers, you can already say, my content is available for licensing. Click the link. Okay? It doesn't, you don't have to be no big time star to start scaling yourself. And early licensing builds your legacy. I'm gonna tell you something about Charleston White. You know, he is someone who you wouldn't have thought made sure that every video that he did, he licensed it. Whether you like him or not, you have to be wise enough to know that he had a system in place. And his system worked for him, although I do not recommend doing what he did at all to nobody. But every time he gets on any television show, or anytime he uploads a video, anytime he uploads a PDF, or anytime he does anything that you see, he's somewhere sitting down getting paid for it. You can take it or you can let it alone. But I'm telling you the truth. And I'm going to show you how to do it. And then you'll be telling somebody and they won't be believing you. And then you can prove it as well. But every licensed skit, every PDF, a PDF is just a way to download whatever it is that you are scaling. It's a certain type of download that you can share with others. They can open this thing up and they can consume whatever is on the inside of it. Okay? Or even your audio. You might be a singer. You may be a songwriter. You may be a rapper. Everything you do right now in the beginning builds your legacy. Everything. Everything. It builds a track record for you of others valuing your work. You want those 14 videos that you have to be able to be valued. And if you don't value them, you cannot expect for anyone else to value your work. Talk back to me. It also creates passive income, family. And I hear everybody talk about passive income. We're gonna talk about passive income. I don't really think people realize or know what the word passive income. But we're gonna talk about that later. Passive income. But this is passive income. Whether you have 10 or 20 or 10,000 followers, it's passive income. It establishes you as a professional, not just a creator. Licensing, systems, remember. So we're going to put the first step to a system builder is licensing. Because before you do anything with your work, first of all, you have to have work. And we've talked about that. But once you're there, you want to get it licensed. You want to make it profitable, scalable. How does this pertain to do for self? And as I close, I'm gonna leave you with this note. This, family, is do for self in real action. Don't wait to be seen. Prepare to be respected. There is a certain type of posture that you position yourself in when you position yourself to be respected rather than be seen. Because in business, there are two types of people. Those who want to be seen in business and those who want to be respected. Those who want to be respected last a lot longer than those who want to be seen. Look at Lowe's. Look at how Lowe's doesn't have to be out on the front row to keep a full parking lot every day. But if you notice, these companies that do a lot of heavy promoting are losing business. And for copyright reasons, I ain't gonna name it, but you can just think about it yourself. Thank you, family. So basically today, what we did was we talked about some of the ins and outs of becoming legal in whatever system that you're building. And we talked about how that is so important and how it must be done first, becoming legal. I have a book, an ebook that I'm going to give to you. All I want you to do is hit that number 1 button in the comment section, and I'm going to give you this book. I am going to send it to you myself. But this book, this ebook, will teach you exactly how to scale yourself. Not only how to do it, but it's going to walk you through it step by step if you're ready to do it now. And then we can stop talking about licensing because you'll already have that under your resume. We can move on to the next step. Now that you're already, and this isn't something that is a long read. It's real straight to the point so you can get the value from it and go on and do what it is you need to do to become the successful black man and woman that Almighty God has created you to be. Family, I thank you for tuning in. This is another episode of Buried in a Shallow Grave. And we want to thank you for allowing me to talk to you. Thank that one viewer for watching. Thank you. And I'm going to teach you too about how I'm learning how to connect with my audience, but also not be worried about the viewers, family. You cannot do this mission that is very needed in our community, always worried about views. Can't do it. That's vanity. You cannot. In business, another thing we're going to talk about is how one of the first things we want is for our people The ones we know, our family, those that we, are around every day. We want them to be the first ones to support our business. That is a big mistake. Big mistake for your psyche, because it's telling you, well, hell, if I can't get my own to support me, then it must not be good enough. And that's a setup. And I don't think that is a proper system that you should build when you're building your business. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how you can still get those people that you know, but not focus on them in terms of your format and your tactics. Okay? All right. Peace and blessings to you all. This is Brother Yahya. Thank you for tuning in. And we will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, buried in a shallow grave. Listen, this is live. We're going to talk about how to create videos and post videos without you even being here. You may be at work. You may be somewhere doing something that nobody even knows, but it looks like you give the illusion as if you just posted on Facebook. You give the illusion that you, and it's just a method that will help you to work while you are asleep, work while you have other things to do. Because half the time you see me posting, I'm not posting. It's an automation that you can create to repost your videos for you. I will teach you step by step how to do that, because it will help you gain your strength, keep your energy, because in business you need as much energy as you can get. This is Brother Yahya.